King Charles' darkest secret finally exposed: what he hid from Princess Diana. King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage seemed perfect from the outside. They were a royal couple loved by millions around the world, and everything looked glamorous. However, behind closed doors, things were far from perfect. In reality, their relationship was filled with secrets, lies, and emotional distance. King Charles hid many things from Princess Diana during their marriage, things that would eventually lead to their separation. Some of these secrets were so painful that Princess Diana struggled to understand why her husband was so distant and unkind. As time went on, Princess Diana discovered that King Charles was not the man she thought he was. In this video, we'll take a closer look at things King Charles kept hidden from Princess Diana, from affairs to his own personal struggles, and how these secrets caused their marriage to fall apart. Let's dive right in. Number 1. His relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles. King Charles' relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles didn't end after he married Princess Diana. Before Princess Diana entered the picture, King Charles and Camilla had been romantically involved. But even after he married Princess Diana, King Charles continued to secretly see Camilla. This relationship was something King Charles never discussed openly with Princess Diana. Princess Diana started to suspect that her husband was still in love with Camilla, and over time, she became more and more upset. Despite Princess Diana's growing concerns, King Charles kept his feelings hidden, leaving Princess Diana feeling alone and confused. He refused to tell her the truth about his ongoing connection with Camilla, even though it was clear that they still shared a bond. This secrecy made Princess Diana feel betrayed and unimportant in their marriage. King Charles' refusal to be open about his feelings for Camilla only caused more emotional distance between them. Princess Diana was left to wonder if she would ever have her husband's full love and attention, as King Charles' heart seemed to be divided. Number 2. Affair with Tiggy Legge-Bourke. Another secret King Charles kept from Princess Diana was his alleged affair with Tiggy Legge-Bourke. Tiggy was hired as a nanny to care for their children, Prince William and Harry. However, as time passed, Princess Diana began to suspect that King Charles and Tiggy were not just having a professional relationship. Princess Diana noticed how close King Charles and Tiggy had become, and rumors began to circulate about a possible affair between them. Princess Diana, who was already struggling with King Charles' relationship with Camilla, grew more anxious and hurt by the thought of King Charles being involved with someone else. Though there's no clear proof that an affair ever took place, Princess Diana's suspicions were strong. King Charles, however, never spoke about the relationship, leaving Princess Diana in the dark. This secrecy made Princess Diana feel even more isolated in her marriage. She had to deal with these doubts alone, unsure if she could trust King Charles. The secrecy around this relationship only added to the tension and mistrust in their marriage. Number 3. Financial dealings. King Charles was also secretive about his financial dealings, and this caused problems between him and Princess Diana. King Charles had control over the family's wealth, including the Duchy of Cornwall, a large estate that provided him with a substantial income. However, Princess Diana was not included in decisions regarding money and finances. She didn't know exactly how the family's wealth was being managed, which made her feel excluded and powerless. Princess Diana was frustrated by the lack of transparency, and this created tension in their marriage. As Princess Diana became more involved in charity work, she began to realize how much money was involved in royal duties. But King Charles never fully shared this with her. Princess Diana, who was passionate about using her position to help others, felt that she should have had more input in how the family's money was being used. The lack of communication and openness about finances added to the growing emotional distance between them. Number 4. Personal struggles. King Charles was also facing his own personal struggles, but he kept these hidden from Princess Diana. As heir to the throne, King Charles was under constant pressure from his royal duties. The weight of being the next king, combined with the expectations of the public and his family, took a toll on his mental health. However, instead of sharing these struggles with Princess Diana, he kept them to himself. Princess Diana, who was also struggling with her own personal issues, including mental health problems, felt that King Charles was not supportive. She needed her husband to open up to her and share his feelings, but he kept everything locked inside. This created a growing gap between them. Princess Diana was already dealing with her own challenges, including eating disorders and depression, but she felt like she had to deal with them alone because King Charles wasn't there to offer the support she needed. His emotional withdrawal only deepened Princess Diana's sense of isolation, and the lack of communication about their struggles made things even harder for both of them. Number 5. Lack of emotional support. One of the biggest problems in King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage was the lack of emotional support from King Charles. Princess Diana faced many personal struggles, including mental health challenges like depression and bulimia. However, King Charles did not offer the emotional support she desperately needed. Instead of comforting her or helping her through difficult times, King Charles was often distant and focused on his own issues. Princess Diana often felt alone in her marriage, and she didn't feel that King Charles understood or cared about what she was going through. At times, King Charles seemed more interested in his royal duties or his own desires rather than providing Princess Diana with the emotional care she needed. Princess Diana needed a partner who would listen, be there for her, and share her burdens. But King Charles' lack of emotional availability pushed Princess Diana further into loneliness. As time passed, Princess Diana felt increasingly isolated, which only made her relationship worse and created even more emotional distance between them. Number 6. Disdain for her charity work. Princess Diana was deeply passionate about charity work. She dedicated a lot of her time and energy to causes like AIDS awareness and helping landmine victims, among others. But King Charles was not supportive of her charity work in the way she expected. In fact, he was reportedly dismissive of it. He didn't seem to understand how important her charity work was to her, nor did he share her enthusiasm for the causes she cared about. Princess Diana wanted her husband's support and recognition for her efforts. But King Charles did not seem to appreciate or value the work she was doing. This lack of understanding from King Charles hurt Princess Diana deeply, as she felt that something so important to her was not being supported by her husband. Over time, the lack of shared values and respect for Princess Diana's charitable work became a point of tension in their marriage. It made Princess Diana feel disconnected from King Charles as they grew further apart in their interests and priorities. Number 7. Disagreements over parenting. King Charles and Princess Diana had very different views on how to raise their children, which led to many disagreements and added more strain to their marriage. Princess Diana was very hands-on with Princes William and Harry. She wanted to give them as normal a life as possible, trying to shield them from the pressure and attention of royal life. King Charles, on the other hand, had a more traditional view of parenting and was often more distant. He was focused on the duties of being a royal parent, rather than being involved in their daily lives. Princess Diana was frustrated by this and felt that King Charles wasn't as involved or emotionally invested in raising their children as she was. Their different approaches to parenting caused tension, as they often clashed over what was best for William and Harry. This disagreement added to the emotional distance between King Charles and Princess Diana, as they couldn't seem to find common ground on how to parent their children. Number 8. His desire for a mistress. King Charles had a secret desire for a mistress, which was something he kept hidden from Princess Diana. While it's well known that King Charles was involved with Camilla Parker Bowles, his desire for someone outside of his marriage went deeper than just one affair. King Charles longed for a relationship with someone who wasn't part of the royal world, someone who could give him the freedom he craved. However, instead of being honest with Princess Diana about his desires, he kept them to himself. Princess Diana, who was already struggling with this relationship with Camilla, was hurt by the thought that King Charles wanted someone else as well. This secret longing for a mistress added to the growing problems in their marriage. Princess Diana could never fully trust her husband, as she knew that he had desires and needs that he wasn't sharing with her. The secrecy around his desire for a mistress created more tension, as Princess Diana felt emotionally abandoned and betrayed. Number 9. His relationship with his family. King Charles had a difficult relationship with his family, especially with his parents, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. The pressure of royal life and the high expectations placed on King Charles caused a lot of tension between him and his family. However, Princess Diana didn't fully understand the complex dynamics between King Charles and his family, as he kept many of these issues hidden from her. For example, King Charles' relationship with his father, Prince Philip, was often strained, and King Charles felt a lack of support from his parents. Instead of opening up to Princess Diana about these struggles, King Charles kept them to himself. Princess Diana, feeling that King Charles was emotionally distant, didn't know the full extent of the pressure he was under from his family. This lack of communication left Princess Diana feeling more alone in their marriage, as she didn't understand the full picture of what King Charles was dealing with. His hidden frustrations with his family only added to the emotional distance between them, as Princess Diana was left in the dark about much of what was going on in King Charles' life. Number 10. His true feelings about marriage. King Charles had doubts about marriage even before he married Princess Diana, but he kept these feelings hidden from her. From the very start, he was unsure about being in a royal marriage. He didn't seem emotionally prepared for the commitment, and this affected how he treated Princess Diana. He didn't share his doubts with her, so Princess Diana was left thinking that their marriage would be just like any other. Instead, King Charles' lack of true commitment to the marriage began to show in the way he acted. Over time, Princess Diana realized that King Charles didn't see their relationship in the same way she did. She wanted a loving partnership, but King Charles seemed to view their marriage as something he had to do for duty's sake. His lack of genuine affection for Princess Diana and his hesitance towards marriage made her feel like she was never truly loved. This emotional distance grew as King Charles hid his true feelings, leaving Princess Diana to wonder if their marriage was doomed from the start. Number 11. His desire for freedom. King Charles longed for freedom from his royal duties and, at times, from his marriage as well. Being a royal meant that he was constantly in the public eye, and the pressure of this role weighed heavily on him. But instead of communicating these feelings of being trapped to Princess Diana, King Charles kept them to himself. He felt burdened by the expectations that came with being a royal, but Princess Diana wasn't made aware of how strongly he longed to escape it all. Instead of talking about his frustrations or seeking Princess Diana's support, he continued to carry this burden alone. At times, he even looked for ways to break free, whether through his relationship with Camilla or through private time away from royal duties. Princess Diana, on the other hand, felt more trapped in their marriage and in the royal spotlight than ever. King Charles' desire for freedom made him emotionally unavailable to Princess Diana, and she struggled to understand why her husband seemed so distant and unhappy. Number 12. His relationship with the media. King Charles had a complicated and sometimes difficult relationship with the media, but this was something he didn't share with Princess Diana. The constant attention from the press was a source of stress for him, and he often felt attacked or misunderstood. However, instead of talking to Princess Diana about his frustrations with the media, he kept his feelings to himself. Princess Diana, who was also often in the spotlight, knew the pressure of constant media scrutiny. But King Charles' reaction to the media and his unwillingness to discuss it with her created more tension between them. Princess Diana didn't understand why King Charles seemed so reluctant to address the media's role in his life, while she faced similar struggles with the press. His refusal to open up about how the media affected him created a sense of alienation between them, as Princess Diana felt that King Charles wasn't sharing all of his burdens. This lack of communication about the pressures of royal life only deepened the emotional distance in their marriage. Number 13. His personal habits. King Charles had personal habits and hobbies that Princess Diana wasn't aware of, or at least didn't fully understand. One of his favorite activities was hunting and shooting, something he often did alone or with friends. Princess Diana, who wasn't interested in these activities, was left out of this part of his life. This emotional separation became another point of tension between them, as King Charles spent more time focusing on his personal interests rather than engaging with his wife. Princess Diana felt like an outsider in her own marriage, as King Charles seemed more connected to his hobbies and friends than to her. His secretive behavior around his personal habits made Princess Diana feel left out and unimportant. Over time, these small yet significant separations added up, leading to a greater sense of emotional distance. Princess Diana couldn't understand why King Charles seemed so interested in his own pleasures, while their marriage was falling apart. Number 14. His friendships. King Charles had close friendships that Princess Diana wasn't fully aware of or didn't understand. One of the most notable was his close relationship with Andrew Parker Bowles, Camilla's husband. Princess Diana found it difficult to accept that King Charles remained close friends with someone so deeply connected to his former lover. While King Charles insisted that his relationship with Andrew was nothing more than a friendship, Princess Diana could not help but feel betrayed. This friendship, which King Charles kept hidden to some extent, made Princess Diana feel that King Charles was still too tied to his past and not fully invested in their marriage. The secrecy around his friendships only added to the growing tension between them. Princess Diana became increasingly suspicious and uncomfortable with the people in King Charles' life, especially those who had connections to his affair with Camilla. His hidden relationships and friendships contributed to Princess Diana's feelings of distrust and confusion, making it even harder for her to understand the true nature of her marriage. Number 15. His health issues. King Charles struggled with his mental health, but he kept this to himself. While he had pressure from royal duties and the expectations of being the next king, he didn't share how these pressures were affecting him emotionally. King Charles suffered from periods of depression and anxiety, but Princess Diana didn't know the full extent of his struggles. He kept these feelings private, which made Princess Diana feel more isolated and alone. She was dealing with her own mental health issues, and it was painful for her to see King Charles emotionally distant while not understanding why he was pulling away. Princess Diana needed emotional support, but King Charles didn't open up to her about his own struggles. This lack of communication around mental health kept them both feeling alone, and it created even more tension in their already strained marriage. Princess Diana could never fully understand why King Charles seemed so distant and unavailable, and this only added to her feelings of abandonment. Number 16. His feelings about Princess Diana's mental health. While King Charles had his own concerns about Princess Diana's mental health, he never fully addressed them with her. Princess Diana struggled with bulimia, depression, and anxiety, and King Charles was aware of her struggles, but he didn't show much support. He didn't know how to help her, nor did he open up to her about his worries. Instead, King Charles kept his concerns about Princess Diana's mental health hidden, which created a further sense of isolation for her. Princess Diana needed help, but she felt that King Charles didn't understand or care enough to offer that support. She was left to handle her mental health challenges on her own, without the emotional backing of her husband. As Princess Diana's mental health continued to decline, King Charles' inability or unwillingness to address it only worsened the emotional divide between them. His lack of communication about his concerns and lack of emotional support pushed Princess Diana deeper into despair. Number 17. His true feelings about their marriage. King Charles had doubts about his marriage to Princess Diana from the start, but he never fully expressed these doubts to her. Over time, it became clear that King Charles didn't see their relationship in the same way that Princess Diana did. Princess Diana was hoping for a loving, supportive marriage, but King Charles, who had reservations about being married in the first place, didn't offer the emotional connection that Princess Diana longed for. He kept his true feelings about their marriage to himself, and this created confusion and pain for Princess Diana. She constantly tried to understand why King Charles was so distant and emotionally unavailable, but he never opened up about his dissatisfaction. Princess Diana wanted to know what was wrong, but King Charles kept his feelings hidden. This lack of transparency made it almost impossible for Princess Diana to understand her husband, and it caused her to feel like their marriage was one-sided. King Charles' reluctance to confront his own feelings only contributed to the growing tension between them. Number 18. His desire for control. Another hidden truth about King Charles was his desire for control, both in his personal life and his royal duties. He wanted to maintain control over many aspects of his life, especially his relationship with Princess Diana. He often made decisions without consulting her, which made Princess Diana feel powerless and excluded. This need for control stretched into many parts of their marriage, from their family life to their public appearances. Princess Diana, who was outspoken and passionate about her own causes, often felt sidelined by King Charles' authoritative approach. He was used to making decisions without considering her feelings or involving her in the decision-making process. This desire for control was part of the reason why Princess Diana felt trapped in a marriage where her voice was rarely heard. King Charles kept his need for control hidden behind his public persona, but it played a significant role in the breakdown of their relationship, leaving Princess Diana feeling isolated and unheard. Well, there you have it. The shocking secrets that King Charles kept hidden from Princess Diana throughout their troubled marriage. It's clear that their relationship was far from the fairy tale we were all led to believe. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think about the secrets Charles kept from Diana? Do you think they were the main reason their marriage fell apart? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. We'd love to hear them. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!